You are listening to the Walking Leader podcast with your host, David Guerra.
This is the Walking Leader podcast, and I am your host, David Guerra, United States Army infantry veteran and author of the books The Walking Leader and Great to Follow. In this episode of the Walking Leader podcast, I continue to bring to you the tools, the tips, and insights towards developing yourself as a self-leader before moving on towards leading others. All right, so today's episode of the Walking Leader podcast, we're going to talk about workplace etiquette. And again, workplace etiquette, it's one of those things that you, as a self-leader, you've got to master. You got to master a lot of things, but the image you project, the etiquette you bring, the professionalism you bring every day is what people are going to see, and that they're going to gravitate towards that. They're going to see, hey, this person's got it, this person's put together well, this person understands, this person makes things happen. But of course, all of that, there's some rules. There's always rules. Workplace, personal life, professional life, public life, it doesn't matter. There's rules, and we need to follow them. Now, of course, we can, bend them a little bit here and there, but again, that's not the standard. That's the exception. And when it comes to basic office etiquette, well, that's somehow people still don't know. There's some things that some people just still don't know them, and that's okay. But you as a leader need to take the initiative to learn those. You as an individual want to lead yourself, you want to lead others. It's up to you to take that first step to get that understood and get that under control. Etiquette is one of those things that I really truly see that we can always learn more. We can always strive to get better at, but it's something that we can never master. Sure, there are individuals out there in the public that call themselves etiquette masters and professionals at etiquette, and they train others, and that's fine. That's fine. That's good. But again, etiquette is something we need to strive. It's a lifelong process. It's not something we're going to master and then we don't need to learn or work at it anymore. No. Sure, it can become a habit, but it's not something that can be mastered. I truly feel we can try to get close to mastery, but it's definitely something we have to work on, and we need to consciously remember that we must work on any kind of etiquette. So let's talk about basic office etiquette. And this is coming from a article I stumbled across, really good article, and that's kind of inspired me. It's actually from the MSN.com website, from the Money Pop section, and it is called Basic Office Etiquette That Somehow People Still Don't Know. And some of it looks a little dated. Now, this article was posted in August of 2024, so it's fairly recent. And, let's get into it, and I'll break it down. So the first one is, don't use social media. Well, you're at work. You're there. You're working. Now, if you work from home, it's a little bit easier. But again, it's not one of those that you need to remember the mission. Now, if your mission is dealing with social media, then by all means. But again, stay focused, stay on task, and work at it. But for the most part, it can wait. It can wait. Now, of course, you've got your breaks, you've got your lunchtime, but as a rule of thumb, no, I agree. It's important to stay away from social media during the workday. And it's true. It really, truly is. Because again, if you're paying attention to that, are you truly paying attention to what you're doing? And individuals, you're trying to get to a point where people see you and they get to know you and they get to understand you. Well, again, if all they see is you on social media, they understand you real quick. All right, taking personal calls. Oh yes, personal calls. Yes, we've seen this. We know about this. We've seen videos on this. We've encountered that. We go to the store and there's always somebody with their earbud in, or that's fine, or their AirPods. That's fine, but they're talking at volume 11. Seriously, nobody needs to know what medication you're on and why you're trying to get a refill. And, it's none of my business, but yet you're making it my business because you're ensuring that I hear it. Now, I understand you're trying to talk over what you believe is the background, but trust me, your mouth is less than an inch away from the microphone if you got your phone up to your ear. Again, it'll pick it up. It'll hear you. You don't have to be so loud. I understand. Don't whisper either, so go someplace where you can take that personal call. It is that simple. Always accept a lunch invite. this is kind of, yeah. It's one of those, meeting with your peers, that's fine. Going to lunch with your peers, that's fine. But again, there has to be a line where lunch and anything outside of work, again, you will get to know them. You'll get to understand them. You'll know who's in it for what. Why are you being invited? Are they trying to pick your mind? Are they trying to get to know you? Are they trying to get dirt on you so they can use it against you? And folks, there are people like that out there. And that's the reality. So be careful. Be careful. Making connections is good, but be careful when you're meeting with others. And again, keep that in mind when it comes to accepting lunch invitations. It's going to be one of those you got to work on your own, unfortunately. Show respect to everyone. That's a great one. That is great. Always. It doesn't matter. You've seen the videos. You've seen those Darman videos, where the janitor is actually the CEO or the homeless person is actually the top recruiter for a top, Forbes 500 or 100 company. Again, respect everyone. It's not just good manners, it's good practice. And it just shows that, hey, you know that everybody's got a part to play. You know that everyone contributes. You know that if for one person's lacking, everything else can fail. Right? So again, because if the trash piles up because the janitorial services, custodial services individuals are not there to pick up the trash, then we got problems. The same point, if the individual that signs the paychecks is not there to sign the paychecks, we really got problems. We got problems on all ends, right? So again, show respect to everyone because everyone is an integral part of the organization. You, as a self-leader, get it in your head early. Everyone must be respected. No one's better than anybody else. And stay away from those that believe, oh, well, I'm so-and-so and I have X number of degrees and this is my title and I'm the only one that should be respected. No one else I can. No, stay away from those individuals. Those are the bad ones. Those are the wrong ones. Those are not leaders at all. More than likely, they're micromanagers. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Stay home if you're sick. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. Stay home without sick. And again, now in this day and age of remote work, we can still be productive, sipping on that chicken noodle soup while we're running. It's a cold, and we can still knock out some work. We can still get some work done. We can at least read emails. But again, even then, your health matters. Take care of it. Take care of your health. Put it there. Make it out there. Put it out there in front is what I should say. Get it out in the forefront. Your health does matter. Don't eat at your desk. Oh, I've been guilty of this. I have been guilty of this. And of course, I'll eat my breakfast and at my desk, and then that's it. On occasion, I've eaten my lunch there. But usually the breakfast is hard-boiled egg and some nuts and fruit, and that's it. But for the most part, nobody wants to have a 5-course, baked fish with oysters. And I mean, that's fine if you go out to the restaurant, but for the most part, not at your desk. It makes a mess. And if whoever heats up that fish in the microwave, you know who they are and you know what that happens. So again, be careful, be mindful. And again, if there's a break room, utilize it. That's what it's for. Keep emails formal, always. Keep emails formal. Even if you happen to have a social relationship with some individuals, again, don't forget, you're there to do work. You're there to do business. Keep those emails professional. Keep them formal. Even if it's, see you on Saturday. No. But again, thanks for reaching out. Here's this, here's that. And that's it. Keep it simple, straight to the point. All right, let's move on. A lot of great information. Again, this is going to be, the link's going to be in the show notes, so you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, dress for success. Yes. They say dress for the part you want, not the part you have. Well, again, in some cases, finances, money's tight. So in some cases, finances don't allow you, but hey, dress appropriately. Dress appropriately. If you're dressing to make a presentation in front of the entire board, and don't come in dressed like you're going to the club. Okay, that's seriously. That's club wear. That's what that's for. But if you're a professional meeting, dress the part. So again, the way you dress, it says here, reflects your personality. And again, I get it. If your personality is I'm going to party and that's what I believe in, that's fine. But again, You're still there to do work, and they hired you to be the professional, so you're there to work professionally, dress professionally. Be mindful of your language. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. As a infantryman, if you've ever been around any infantry, former infantry or active duty infantry, we have one word that's just part of our language. And it's the F dash 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 word. Yeah, you remember that from A Christmas Story. Well, it's that word. It's just every other word. Again, sometimes how you say it reflects your emotions, but it's definitely one that really doesn't really belong in the workplace. There's casual environments. I get that. There's formal environments, but either way, be careful. Now, if you start hearing your peers say it or your superiors say it, it's not carte blanche that you start saying it. Right? Doesn't mean you start saying it. So again, be careful. Reply to everyone on the email. Ooh, that one I'm not too sure about, because sometimes it's just purely informational that the original message goes out, but it tags you in it. And I had this happen last week. It went out to a group of people, but there was a section there just for me. And in that email, I just responded to the individual that it applied to, who sent the first message. And that was it. And there was no problem. Nobody was waiting on my response. They knew where it was coming from. So again, read the email and then reply accordingly. But if there's an all-out, all-company message, do not hit reply to all. Don't hit reply to all just to say sure or yes or wow, thank you. No. Well, unless they're calling you out specifically saying, we want to shout out to, Dave and this. But for the most part, be careful when you reply, especially that reply to all. Stay positive. Hey, they want you there for a reason. They hired you for a reason. Obviously, they like what they saw, and that's a positive. So again, keep that up. Keep delivering. Knock before you enter a room. Yes, definitely knock before you enter a room. Yeah, so somebody might be face down into their monitor. Again, keep an eye on that. Wow, that's a lot. We've only just touched the surface. But again, let's see. Always give your best, without a doubt. Keep your questions to a minimum. Yeah, that kind of, unless you really, really don't know or you really need some amplifications. But if you keep your questions down to a minimum, that works. But if it leaves you asking more questions, make sure the questions you ask drill down. Drill down. What I mean, you get to that fine point that you know exactly what they're trying to convey and what they want you to do. Use your full name when introducing yourself. Again, that's good manners, without a doubt. And I do believe we've reached almost the end of the list here. Thank you. Keep your thank yous to a minimum. Again, it's one of those, it depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. And that's really, truly it. So be careful. Alrighty. Now, don't get involved with the gossip. Stay away from that. Again, you're the leader. You want to be the leader. You want to be somebody people can come and talk to and trust. Yes, definitely. But don't be the person they come to talk to, and then you just turn right back around and spread that gossip. You become the gossip. And if they come to you with gossip, just know they are going to someone else with the gossip about you. And it is that simple. And they can say, oh, no, not me. They're liars. They are damn liars. That's it. Bold-faced liars. Again, I've had individuals tell me gossip, and I look them right in the eye and I go, I can only imagine what you say about me to others. And they say, oh, no, not you. And I'm just like, how can you just sit there and lie to me? Bold-faced lie. I mean, it's like, geez, I don't get it. But hey, that's people for you. That's how people are. So be careful, leaders. Be careful. As you start your journey, you're gonna run across some very good, juicy gossip. Keep it to yourself. Let it stop with you. If there's people that just cannot help themselves and they have to give you the latest, let it stop with you. Don't let it go any further. Because the last thing you want, then that way it's easier, because the last thing you want is for someone to say, well, so-and-so told me. Well, Dave told me. No, Dave doesn't repeat the gossip, so therefore Dave never told you. Now you caught them in a lie. And see, that's how people are. So be careful. Be careful. Start early. Keep the gossip to yourself. If anything that comes in or you see something, keep it to yourself. Don't go out of your way. Well, I got to make sure to tell you about this, because no, it's none of your business unless it directly affects you. Directly affects you. If it doesn't, no, They're just being busybodies and nosy Nellies, or whatever you want to call them. But again, let the gossip stop with you. Alrighty, so there we go. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot, but it's a very good article, a lot of great information, and it's something to think about. And when you're looking at this, get in there and start, well, let it sink in, but it's not going to happen overnight. You've got to work with it. You know, this last part there about the gossip, it'll come to you out of left field. Somebody will just walk up to you or they'll, as part of a meeting, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this, this, and this. And did you know? And at that point, you know, it just catches you off guard. Don't fall for their trap. Do not fall for their trap. And that's really what all of these are. They're traps. So be careful. Be aware. Be cognizant. Be on the alert. Keep your head on a swivel. And you'll do pretty good. I want to take a moment to thank you for listening to this episode of the Walking Leader Podcast. And I invite you to visit my website, daveguerra.com. There you'll find my past episodes, all of them, and how to subscribe to this podcast, and how to get yourself a copy of my books. So please visit. There's a whole lot more there. And I do hope you continue to join me for future episodes. As we have reached the end of this episode, I do hope you found it both entertaining and educational and informative. Also, I hope you continue to join me for future episodes, and please, don't forget, you can always contact me with questions, comments, or concerns by email at dave@daveguerra.com. On Twitter, that's at the @ symbol Dave Guerra, all one word. And on Instagram, that's Dave, then an underscore, and then my last name, Guerra, Dave_Guerra. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, be confident, stay patient, take action, and remain resilient, and be the walking leader. I am David Guerra, and I thank you.
The Walking Leader podcast is a David Guerra presentation.